Good morning and welcome to Caring for Me, Caring for You, a thought and a prayer for the week. It's so wonderful to have you with me this morning. On Friday, no, it was on Thursday of this past week, at one of the regular AA meetings that I attend, it's an 8 a.m. meeting here in Chelsea called Chelsea Mornings. It was the anniversary meeting. And I have attended many, many anniversary meetings over the many decades that I've been privileged to be a member of AA. But this meeting was so powerful. There was a stage, it's in the basement of a old Lutheran church right behind where I live. And on that stage were chairs of 18 different persons who were celebrating anniversaries, anywhere from 90 days to 46 years. The stage was packed. The stage, in my opinion, was filled with miracles. And each of those miracles was the gift of each person finding that higher power, that spirit within them that allowed them to move from one spirit, which was out here in the liquor store, to the spirit that was originally placed within each of us. And so I couldn't help this morning in deciding what to talk with you about. I wanted to talk about spirit, and it's a very appropriate time. Last Sunday was Pentecost within the Christian tradition, the time when the Holy Spirit, Jesus had ascended into heaven, and the Holy Spirit was sent to be unveiled. It didn't mean that the Holy Spirit came for the first time. No, the Holy Spirit, the Spirit, when creation, read in Genesis, every tradition, the chaos was there, and it says, and the Spirit moved about. The Spirit brought forth light, the Spirit of the divine, God's Spirit, by however you define that word. And as a devout person in AA, in all of my ministry, I have been very strong because AA gifted me with hearing stories of person after person after person that was wounded in their growing up. Many of them in this group are gay, and how they were wounded by the religion of their earlier childhood. And so many have turned away. But that spirit stays within each and every one of us. And when it became so apparent, certainly to me, that the spirit I had been following wasn't the spirit for whom I was looking. Yes, I had many theological degrees. That was all wonderful. But I needed to find that spirit within me, not out here above, below. Yes, the spirit is in all of those places, but it's most hidden within us. And it has lots of names. And as caregivers, it's very important. I have seen again and again in the world of family caregiving that because of the enormous burden of caregiving, people are saying, this is just too much. It's beyond me. My life has become unmanageable. What is the first step in AA? We admitted our lives had become unmanageable. It was bigger than us, and we needed a power greater than us to help us in our lives and then in service to others. So many times in working with caregivers, many of whom are not alcoholic, not into any drug situation, but there are many ways for us to become addicted and overwhelmed and feel powerless. The gift of feeling powerless is knowing that we don't need to do it all alone. We don't need to be alone. We Within us is a spirit. And I'm going to read something from Father Richard Rohr. Many of you know how much I adore and respect Father Richard Rohr for his writing and his teaching, a very devout Franciscan who has created the Center for Action and Contemplation out in the West Coast. This is a writing that he did this past week, and I particularly pulled it out for another reason, but found it extremely good for us. On one level, soul, consciousness, love, higher power, and the Holy Spirit can all be thought of as one and the same. Let's not get stuck with words. Each of these points to something that is eternal, larger than the self, and shared with the divine. Now, that's what Jesus means when he speaks of us, the Spirit, and sharing his consciousness with us. One whose soul is thus awakened actually has the mind of the divine. In this writing, the mind of Christ, that spirit, that essence which was before all else, and which is in all. It doesn't mean that we are the divine, that we are God, if we're going to use that word that has confused so many people, and it's a wonderful mystery. Understand that. It's a wonderful mystery that we continue, each of us in our own way, to understand. But let us remember, spirit, a piece of the divine within us. A fire, a spark has all the essence of the whole big fire, but that spark is within us. A drop of ocean in the water has all the qualities of an ocean, and that drop is within us. That is what we are talking about when we talk of soul, of consciousness, of spirit, and I like to include higher power. Because then we begin to celebrate. We begin to move in ways that help us to know that we are not alone. We aren't the end all. We are a piece of. And I find the gift every time I'm particularly in an AA room, but I see it in a church. I see it in a mosque. I see it in a temple. What do I see? I'm a piece of the divine, and so are you, and you, and you, and you, and you. And that is the wonders of Ubuntu from South Africa. I am because you are. I need you. I need your diversity to complete me. I have certain gifts that I can share with you. And as caregivers, we have that gift. We have that gift to give and that gift to receive from others. So this week, let's think about that spirit. Let's give thanks to that spirit and spend quiet time with that spirit. Because as we do, that spirit in whom we live and move and have our being can be the greatest source of transformation in our lives. Whether the difficulty is alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's caregiving, we have a source within us, and so does each of the persons we're caring for. You've heard me say that many times. Don't speak to the disease, speak to the divine within. Let your spirit speak to that spirit. At the end of every program, we say it in the word namaste. Now, also, this week from the center, these glasses seem to be falling, from the Center of Action and Contemplation, Brian McLaren, who is one of their brilliant, brilliant writers and teachers, wrote this, and I thought it's so appropriate before I read another very beautiful prayer about spirit. When we open up space for the Spirit, it's certainly true in our world today, and let Spirit fill that space within us, we begin to change, and we become agents of change. So let us open our hearts. Let us dare believe that Spirit that we read about in all the scriptures can move among us today, empowering us in our times so we can become agents in a global spiritual movement of justice, peace, caring, and joy. And may that be so. May the Spirit in you and the Spirit in me join together. And now a very beautiful, beautiful prayer on the spirit of creation and new life. Take a deep breath. Feel that spirit within you, centering you, burning within you that light, that strength that says you are not alone. And let us share this. Spirit of creation, in the beginning you blew over the waters, coaxing the earth up from its depths of the sea, and inviting all creatures to rise up on their own wings. Spirit of renewing life, you breathed into me in my very first moment, invigorating me with your gift of energy and newness. Continue to breathe expansively in me, inviting me to a vision for what is possible in my life. Spirit of restlessness, stir me from my longing for comfort that so often stifles me. Help me to release from the places that keep me stuck and guide me in the direction you would have me to go. Spirit of the great winds, help me to hear your voice in the midst of the whirlwind of life. Grant me the trust to hold on while I'm being buffeted by life's storms. Blessings of wind be upon me. May my sails billow wide. May I breathe deeply the gift of inspiration. May I be carried to the place of my resurrection. May I be fully free. Free at last. And so it is. Thank you for being with me today. I want to wish you a wonderful week. A week as you walk and live with the Spirit within. And as we always say, onward in love and caregiving. Namaste. God bless, and a wonderful, wonderful week to you. Thank you.